I think we are good to go here. Holy. What I wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys about with another raw reality type of video is not to listen to people who don't believe in you. And listen with a grain of salt, but don't listen at the same time. Use that shit as motivation. And rather than me just saying random shit, I wanted to actually give you guys an example that I went through that is still in the back of my head that has happened a very long time ago, but I still vividly remember this day. So let's rewind a couple of years. I mean, I'm probably talking like 7 or 8 years ago. I wanted to be a professional hockey player when I was younger. And my uncle would have me run and to train for hockey, right? So, like, there's on ice things you can do, and there's off ice things you could do to get better at hockey. And he was helping me with that by pretty much having me run around the block, run for extended periods of time to build up my stamina and become better at hockey. And I remember this was about during the summer, so hockey session wasn't going on. And I remember I hated it so much. I hated it because I was just like, I don't know what it is, but I just hate cardio. I hate running. I fucking hated it. And I would pretend to sleep before he would come home from work so that he wouldn't make me do it or he wouldn't have me run. And I still ended up having to run every single time. The sleeping method did not work once. And not only that, but one day he got frustrated with me. I forgot exactly what it was about, but what I do vividly remember is one thing that he said that will stick with me for probably the rest of my life, and it kind of is what gives me a purpose. He said, "Fine, I give up on you, and you can sit here and be just like the rest of the family, which is average." Right? He said it along those lines, and that's still in the back of my head, and I still think about that and use it as motivation. I'm not saying my whole family's average at all. It's more of what he was trying to say, right? Basically that you're going to be, a failure. And I know people watching this who do know me, he probably was trying to use it as motivation, but it worked, right? It stuck with me forever. And I've been chasing the satisfaction of finally seeing one day him coming up to me and saying like, "Oh, like I'm proud of you," because I remember that day so vividly, and everything changed. Everything changed after that day. We never ran again. Um, we still talked occasionally, but it just didn't seem as close as a bond as I used to have with him after that day. And I don't know what it is, but I just use it as motivation. It's just what strives me to become better is knowing that yes, it may not be hockey. I may not have made it within hockey, but I made it with something that I still love. Hockey, I fell out of love with it, and I found trading, and now I'm completely in love with it, and I love getting better at the skill, and I love being a professional trader, and I love doing this full time. There's no other life I would rather choose than this life, but that's just what I strive for, and that's what I always try to go for is being above average, not listening to haters, and sometimes it's from your family, sometimes it's your parents not believing in you. Whatever the case in your life is, you have to use it as motivation. You have to use it as a way to prove them wrong, prove that what they are saying is wrong. And it takes more than motivation, to be completely honest. Motivation's only there to motivate you for a couple of hours, and then it wears off, and then you're lazy again. You have to be consistent, and you have to be disciplined with this. You can't let other people's talk down on you, but you also can't use that for 4 hours and then go back to your old habits the next day. What good does that make? It makes no good at all. If anything, it makes you worse, because now you're going to just keep doing that and thinking you're moving up in life. You're not. You're staying the same by doing that. If anything, getting worse because you think you're getting better, but you're not. Okay? And what I can tell you is being able to stay disciplined and stay consistent inside of your life with your skill and with everything outside of that skill is going to be extremely important as well. So eating right, stuff like that is going to be extremely important. That's one thing I personally need to work on is I'm going to go do pre-cooked meals again. Not cook them myself and pre-cook them for the week again because I've been eating out a lot. So that's probably not the best, but I've been super, super, super consistent in the gym. Now I just have to get my eating right, and it's going to come. And it's just fun being disciplined within everything, not just trading, but everything in my life. It's just super fun to do. And it's not only about proving certain people wrong. It's not only about saying, see, I told you I'm not going to be average or this or that. It's more of just the joy of becoming someone above average, you know? And as weird as it sounds, as like somewhat greedy as it sounds, being above average is what I've always strived for. I didn't want to be average. I didn't want to work a normal job. And I knew since I was a younger kid, I didn't want to work a normal job. And in order for that to happen, you have to change your habits. You can't have the same habits as everybody else and expect to be at normal. It's not going to happen. You have to change your life now, and it has to start now. Because if you don't start now and you wait longer, it's only going to be harder in the future. So you start right now. After you watch this video, you fucking start. Whatever it is that you want, whatever skill it is that you want to learn, start now. The easiest is starting now. Waiting days, weeks, months, only going to get harder because you've had bad habits for a longer period of time at that point. So my one advice to you is not only just don't listen to the haters, but also use it as somewhat of something to strive for. People are betting on you becoming average. People are saying you're delusional. There's no way this fucking works. You're out of your fucking mind. And you are sitting here betting on yourself, even though everyone else is against you, that you will make it or that you will do or accomplish whatever it is you want to do or accomplish. It doesn't have to be trading. It could be literally anything. And trading is one of the hardest professions out there. And there's so many LARPs. There's so many people who just sell shit. And I made it one of my main goals to just do this, to just trade, make money trading, period. Like, don't sell something, make money trading. You know, I have a free Discord where I live trade in every single day. That's in the bio if you're interested, right? And I don't have to sit here and flex money. I don't have to sit here and flex gains, because if you're in that Discord and you watch me live trade every single day, you then will know that I'm profitable just by watching those streams, because you can tell that my rational decision making, I'm not super emotional. I've done this so long, right? It's just so easy to place trades and then win or loss. Who gives a fuck, right? It's just so easy to do that for me now. And that's how you can tell if someone's profitable or not. And I guess that's besides the point. I went off a little bit too much of a rant, but what I want you guys to do is stop getting demotivated because people don't believe in you. Sometimes the closest people, the closest family, the closest anybody to you is going to be doubting you. Okay? Just don't let that skew your perspective on what you want in life. Life changes very fast, and you only have one. So do what the fuck you want, and don't let anybody, not even your parents, tell you that you're delusional or that you can't do this, and you actually listen to them. You listen to yourself, what your heart wants, and I promise if you give it everything you have, it will eventually work. And you can trust me on that.